Vertical or horizontal?
Oh my God.
What? What is it?
It's my father. Ease his pain.
Go the distance.
My God. I only saw him years later when he was worn down by life. Look at him. He's got his whole life in front of him, and I'm not even a glint in his eye. What do I say to him?
Why don't you introduce him to his granddaughter?
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to thank you folks for putting up this field, letting us play here. I'm John Kinsella.
I'm Ray. My wife, Annie. This is my daughter, Karen. Karen, this is John.
Hi, John.
Hiya, Karen.
Well, we're gonna let you two talk. I mean, if all these people are gonna come, we got a lot of work to do. Very nice meeting you.
Well,
Come on in.
You catch a good game.
thank you. It's so beautiful here. For me, it's like a dream come true. Can I ask you something? Is this heaven?
It's Iowa.
Iowa? Could have sworn it was heaven.
Is there a heaven?
Oh, yeah. It's the place dreams come true.
Maybe this is heaven.
Good night, Ray.
Good night, John. Hey, Dad? You want to have a catch?
morning, everybody. And Lawrence and Dana, and we miss our wonderful, beautiful Michelle, who is watching golf at the U.S. Open out on Long Island today, which is why she's not here. But in case she watches this from afar, we love you, Michelle. You guys, I have an admission to make, and I don't want to hear it. We can move on. I have never seen that movie.
Oh my God!
Really?
I know. I have never.
Oh my.
I know. I've never seen Field of Dreams. I've also never seen Shawshank Redemption.
Wow. I have seen both of those. I have missed a lot of films.
I missed it. I don't know why I missed it. I just missed it.
Okay.
And,
They're both really, I mean, Shawshank Redemption is like.
I know. But it's like my best friend has never seen Schindler's List. And I was like, you've never seen Schindler's List? And she said, well, I missed it in the theaters. And then when in your life are you going to be like, you know what? I think I'm going to sit down with a box of popcorn.
Right, and watch a Holocaust movie. For
It's
sure.
just a real feel-good flick.
Yeah, like there's never a good time to be like, you know what? I think I want to watch Schindler's List. And so
That's completely true.
yeah,
That is
so
true.
I've never been a time where like I want to watch a jail movie or like I don't know why I've never seen Shawshank. I've never seen Field of Dreams. My dog is crying for some reason because she probably thinks I'm pathetic.
Maggie.
How have you not seen Field of Dreams?
That was Michelle, who on her way to the U.S. Open loaded this in. To all the people celebrating Father's Day, happy Father's Day if your dad's yourself or you are a son or a daughter of a dad, or you're somebody who stepped in as a dad because somebody's dad was not available. If you're a male influence on somebody, happy Father's Day to you, and especially happy Father's Day to people who are having a hard time with Father's Day because not everybody's got a great relationship with their dad, or their dad passed away, or their dad is unavailable to them either physically or emotionally. Especially a happy Father's Day to you, because we all deserve to have the relationship with our parents that sometimes we don't have. Dana, you wrote a beautiful Substack about that this week, about your relationship with your dad, which I'm going to drop in the chat. But I, it was very hard for me to read because people here know, and I don't talk about it much. My mom is struggling with Alzheimer's, which I probably shouldn't even have said because it's, she's private about it. But you see the transformation beginning to take place. She's early stages, but still, and to read your Substack about your dad and his transformation, to me, it really was a gut punch. And I didn't email you about it because I wanted to talk about it here. Okay. But maybe you could talk about it, and then we don't have to dwell on the negative stuff. We could talk about the conversation we were having before we went on air, because I
would love that. And I'm gonna
before Dana reply, I just want to say, Michelle, thank you for leaving us with a cold open that literally made me cry right before we went on air.
Lawrence, that's just what I was going to say.
And I'm crying.
I have not seen Field of Dreams in years. I think I saw that movie a bunch of times, and it was early enough that I must have seen it in the theater more than once. And I'm not a baseball fan, but I loved that movie. And watching that ending scene now, like I still remembered the dialogue. I'd like that, like
me too,
note for note. And I'm like, I feel slightly violated because it feels different in Trump's America to watch that scene. It didn't. Well, I didn't feel that when it came out. It felt really earnest and lovely
and hopeful, and
all those
like maybe
things.
Heaven really exists.
Right. And now it feels like MAGA coded, and I hate that I hear it and I'm like, oh, this is so like small town America, religious, faith, baseball, and family. And I'm like, oh, it didn't used to have that divide. Like, could you guys feel that too?
Because I did not. Watching that scene right now, all I felt was sometimes what you need more than anything else is just a good catch with your father figure person, and maybe that can heal the things that are broken inside of us.
And I wanted to say that because before we get to Dana's beautiful and poignant Substack column, but I think people here know I had my son by myself. Excuse me. I'm not choking up. I actually did swallow wrong. I had, I had a son. I had my son by myself because I was approaching my 40s and I wasn't dating anybody. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "It's now or never, sweetheart. Like, you better think about having a baby." So I did, and
Which is so brave and amazing, by the way.
Amazing.
And so I didn't meet my husband until years later. I mean, I'd met him, I'd known him, but we didn't get together. So there's Maggie. Oh, should I bring this dog up here? I think she wants to.
Yes.
Yes.
Always. The answer to should we see Maggie is always.
Right.
Always.
Should we see your puppy?
Maggie's getting bigger. Maggie's getting a little bigger. See, there she is. Okay.
Oh my
So-
goodness.
Yeah, and so I had him by myself, and there, oh my God, now she's growling. There were so many. What is the problem here? You know what it is? She's teething, so she wants to bite. There's no bite.
Oh my gosh,
Oh my
she's so
God,
vicious.
she's so cute though. Look at that face.
I
Look at
love
that
her.
face. I'm in love.
My little MAGA dog. So there were
Don't
so
call her
many-
MAGA dog though.
Oh, I know. Well, because I have Haggy, who I was called Haggadog, Hagrid. So I call him Haggadog.
Oh,
So now my husband's like, her name's not Maggie, it's Magrid. We have a Hagrid and a Magrid. I'm like, Magrid.
oh my God, I kind of love that.
Right. She sounds vaguely Eastern European. Magrid.
Magrid.
Magda, Magrid.
Magrid, exactly.
Love
So, but what I was going to say is there were so many men who stepped up, who are friends of mine, especially my gay guy friends, who were such father figures to my son. I mean, my husband now is he's technically a stepdad, but my son, he obviously thinks of him as a dad. But like, until he came along, and even after he came along, there were so many. My friend Bill. Everybody's got a gay BFF, and I have mine. His name is Bill, and he was just wonderful. I mean, he, all these guys who are fantastic, and so like to all of them who are not fathers themselves, like happy Father's Day to you too, because you have no idea how much you influence kids in ways that you probably don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. But people are asking
Every kid needs a gunkle.
every kid needs a gunkle. Mine had several. And I love that. And I think it's great. So people are asking the chat where Michelle is, if you are here late. Michelle is at the US Open watching golf today, not tennis US Open, golf US Open. She's a big golf watcher. So that's where she is. So we apologize. No, Michelle, I know it's not the same without her, but Dana, talk about
We're
your,
gonna try. We're gonna try to.
we're going to persevere. Talk about your column because it was beautiful and poignant and heartbreaking, and all the things. So
Thank you.
yeah, tell us about your dad and tell us about just everything.
Yeah, I have written extensively about my dad. In the end, he has given me a great gift in storytelling. And Lawrence can attest to this because my gay best friend has been around since I was 9 years old. So he knows my dad.
Yep.
My dad, all growing up, was a very
Terrifying.
type A New York yelling, like just the barrel chested, angry guy.
Yeah.
And he was a really hard presence to grow up alongside. Of course, I didn't realize it fully because you don't have the context when you're a kid. But I was aware that other people's dads didn't seem to darken the house as much as mine. And as an adult, I moved very far away, not like to escape my dad, but I did that thing in my 20s, early 20s, when I was like, you could cut him off, Dana. Like, he's really a tough person. And instead, I was like, I don't feel great about that, but we're going to keep a very wide berth, right? And that went on for decades. He and his second wife, my stepmom, were really difficult people to be around. And so I knew them, but way over here. When she died, actually 4 years ago, like right now, this might even be the day. I'm trying to remember the exact day, but it was right around the 20-something of June. I flew home back to Florida, because he already had dementia and he was okay at home because she was there. She had MS, so she was physically not able, but cognitively okay. He was the opposite. And so got him into memory care. And that was the first essay I wrote, was about, that ended with that experience. What's come about in the last 4 years is this: every time I go see him, like a deepening realization that he was the way he was before he got dementia, because he was bullied. And now that he has dementia, it has rolled back all the anger. Well, I think it's dementia and finally getting some psych meds. Like, they probably needed to be on for his anger management his whole life. To be clear, he is definitely medicated, but he is now this like very vulnerable, scared little boy. And that's kind of the context for all the essays I'm writing, is that dementia has been this strange gift in that I have gotten a deeper understanding of why he was the father he was to me. Doesn't change all of that. And when he gets confused, like he was hospitalized a couple weeks ago, and when he came back, he was angry again. Like the adjustment has to happen. That's still his baseline. But dementia plus psych meds and care, he's now he is easier to love. This essay leads with: Father's Day is complicated when your father is hard to love. And I have always had the dad that like you could never go get a Hallmark card for, unless it was a very like
Complicated
dear,
Hallmark card.
yeah, dear dad, or a very like Happy Father's Day, love your daughter, and that's
Yeah.
it. And so in this essay, I just, sorry if my face just got very blown out. It's very gray in Seattle, so I haven't had my external monitor on, but I'll be able to look at this essay. I'm exploring this idea of, would he have wanted to keep going? Like the dad I knew growing up, if he could see who he is today, I mean, I could practically hear his voice being like, oh my God, put me out of my misery. I never want to live like that. And so the essay opens with this car conversation when I was in my like early 20s, that I remember him telling me, I'm never going to live to see 70. And I, like 20 something Dana, had no means of processing that. It wasn't like I just froze. And part of why I think I froze was I was like, yeah, you're probably right. You're obese, you're angry, you've had 5 angioplasties already. You're probably right. And also I don't have a ton of feelings about that because we were not close. But he's now 81. He's definitely exceeded that goal. And I just kind of revisit, like, is this what he would want? I think he is at peace where he is now. He's content, but it's certainly not the life that he would have chosen. But I am grateful for the time I've gotten so that I have a deeper understanding of who he's been. I'm going to quit monologuing and let you talk.
No, I mean, that's beautiful. And I think there are people, and I see this in the chat also, there are daughters who have wonderful relationships with their father. He's almost like their first. I had a therapist once many years ago who basically was like, the dad sets, and it makes sense. The dad sets the template for all future relationships because he's almost like your first boyfriend.
Yeah.
When you kind of admire and adore your father before you really
Yes.
become a teenager and start thinking about boys, and the way he treats you is how you expect to then be treated by men. And
Yes.
I thought that was kind of a simplistic way to put it, but it also makes sense. I think that there are two types of maybe there's more, but from my experience, there's two types of women out there. And Lawrence, I'd love to hear if you think men have the same relationship with their dad. I think it's a little bit more competitive, but for women, I think there are the women who just adore their fathers because their fathers are just on a pedestal for them, and they're just, their daddy, and it's wonderful. And then there are daughters who have very complicated relationships with their father. Not necessarily bad, although very often bad, but I think also just like deeply complicated. And to all the dads out there that have girls, I would say, think about that.
Yeah.
Because it impacts every aspect of her life long after she leaves the house at 18 or however old she is when she leaves the house.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Lawrence. What do you? Is it different for men? I don't know. I have an incredibly close relationship with my mother, so and I know
Yeah.
that daughters and mothers have a tough relationship because of that same gender issue. I have I have the best relationship with my mother that I think anybody has with their mother. So
That's so
that's
good. Did you
Yeah.
always?
That's
always
amazing.
my whole life. But I have a very
Good.
complicated relationship with my father,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
makes
You
me
know, I'm obsessed with the idea of and Dana and I talk about this on the Daily Whatever show all the time, of like Gen X as kind of being the generation where where we often show up in the therapist office as like the presenting member of the family dysfunction, right? And you know, I can't talk about this subject without thinking about the ways in which our parents are, to your point, Julie, so incredibly formative in the way that we perceive all other relationships, you know, like our sexual and partner relationships and friendships and everything. And you know, my relationship with my dad was really complicated. I was, you know, this kind of fat, nerdy gay kid. I think my dad suspected that I was probably queer, and you know, on the one hand, he was amazing. He took us, you know, we grew up in South Florida. He took us to the Everglades. He took us to, you know, watch rockets launch at Cape Canaveral. Like amazing, amazing stuff. And also, he passed when I was 14, when he was 46 years old. And you know, we weren't friends when he passed. You know, we were in a fight about something, and so I don't know that I can be the prototypical example of this, other than to say my relationship with my dad was really complicated too. And, you know, him being gone for, you know, it's been 40 plus years at this point, and it's still a weird space in my heart.
Do you think, Lawrence, if he had lived and you had gotten older and you had come out and lived your true authentic self, that he would have been accepting, or do you think he would have had questions?
I think he would. I honestly believe that he, you know, would, even if he had some initial, you know, questions or hesitations or whatever, that he would come around. Honestly, my biggest fear, if he had lived, is I'm really worried my dad would be MAGA.
Really?
Yeah.
Your public radio dad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Public television. Yeah. He worked for the public TV station in Miami, and honestly, I think there was kind of this latent republicanism in his family, and I fear that he would probably watch Fox News and be MAGA right now. But you know, I'd give anything. I'd give anything to have him back, right? I'd give anything to have that issue.
Did you have a father figure after your dad passed? Like, did your mom get remarried, or did you have some guy in your life who?
No.
You-
My mom did eventually get remarried, but the person to whom she remarried, I do not refer to as my stepfather. I mean, I was in college by that point, and also never has anyone been more unworthy of the term.
Yeah, he wasn't. He
Are they
wasn't the
still-
best.
Is he still around or no?
No, he passed away. My mom just turned 85, and she's fine and healthy and doing well. You know, but yeah, her second husband was not a gem.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, like, you have, and the whole stepdad thing, I think, is so complicated. So when my husband came to live with my son and me, it was really tough. And my husband is wonderful, and he tried very hard. But I think for my son, it was like, but this is my mom, and it's been the two of us together. And my son was also in first grade, so it was like, you know, for him, it's like we've been together for 7 years, and like, why? Like, suddenly, and he'd known my husband kind of socially, and that I eased them into it, but him into it, but still was like, wait a second. And it's, you know, it's a complicated dynamic, and it's it continues to be a complicated dynamic in the sense that they both care about each other, they both try, but still, you know, like, I'm the mom, and my son and I are very close in ways that I think are almost like, I worry about his future girlfriends. Because the pedestal he's got me on, that I'm like, wait a second, you've got to, like, I'm the one Jewish mom was like, get away from me. You gotta find some girl. But it's like the whole dad thing, the stepdad thing, the male influence thing, all of it is really complicated, especially I think in different ways for boys and for girls, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
So not to dwell on this because I think we have other things to talk about, but just for people who are both celebrating Father's Day, but also struggling this Father's Day, we hear you, we are with you. We all have stories and
Yeah.
you know, it's either treat it like a holiday or treat it like another Sunday is my attitude, depending on where you are with the situation. You guys, should we just talk about what we were talking about before we went live?
I mean, I'm down. I've got no shame.
Sure. Why?
So
I love exploring the nuance between being a like, you know, fine feminist, F the patriarchy, and also
But I want to look
but I
good.
want to look good. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I want to look good, and also acknowledging that like we all have our physicalities, we all age, and we all need things from the world that tend to be rewarded by youth and beauty.
Yeah, I don't even think for me it's about youth. Well, so we were talking about how all of us in our own individual ways, which we didn't even talk about until we got about to go live, which is why we're a little late. Last night, I couldn't sleep and I'm lying in bed and I start doing what I have done repeatedly lately, which is like, what exactly would an upper and lower bleph entail? And for people who don't know, an upper bleph is you see this little piece of your eye that as you get older, as you get
Yes.
older, starts to sag and stretch out and makes your eyes like look tired and whatever. And one of mine on my left side is getting so much worse than my right
My
side.
right
But
side.
yeah, so like
It's called
let me-
ptosis.
Yeah,
the
is that what it's called?
Yeah. Yeah, with a P.
Yeah. So I was like, what if, and then of course, like you have this, which is like, I'm okay so far, but I see the trend going.
Oh no, these are the bane of my existence.
Yeah,
I think these age me and make me look so tired. And yeah.
So basically, I'm like, I don't want to look tired anymore. And then I look at some of my friends, and they're older than I am, and they look phenomenal, and they won't cop to it. And I'm like, why don't you just stop? Like, just tell me, just stop.
Right.
Me.
Who did you go to?
Where did you go?
I'm doing research.
Well, how much did it cost? What was the recovery like? Do you have scarring? That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
And so basically, I spent all of last night being like, how much, well, not even how much would an upper and a lower bluff cost, because I think it all is dependent on who you go to and where you go. I was like, does it scar? What's the recovery time like? How long would I have to take off from this show and other shows? And do I just not go outside for a couple of weeks? Could I do this the week between Christmas and New Year's where nobody's really around? Like, I'm like plotting all of this. P.S. I would be crucified by my family if I did this.
Really?
And oh my God, my husband was like, I told you what happened in South Korea. Didn't I tell you this?
You did tell me what happened in South Korea, but that was
you
ended up going.
This was the day that I wasn't around.
Oh,
you were not around. But that was like you
God.
accidentally went under anesthesia in a foreign country.
And I don't know what they did because I don't see a difference here. Like this is all I said is I want to look less tired, and I came out with 2 black eyes, and I still look tired, and a lot of money down the drain. So, yeah,
that's crazy.
So,
was he upset about the fact that you went under anesthesia in a foreign country without knowing about it, or was he upset about the fact that you wanted to get work done on your face?
I am blessed, and this is going to sound. This is the reality of my life, but it's going to sound obnoxious. I have a husband who thinks I'm the most stunning person in the world, which I'm not, but from his perspective, I am. And why
you are?
But why would I do anything when I don't need to? Like his attitude is like, what's wrong? Like he doesn't see it.
Right.
Yeah.
So he and my son, of course, is, as I said, in love with his mom. So therefore,
that's so sweet.
Also doesn't see it. Yeah, I am very blessed in that sense, but I see it, and I wouldn't be doing this to look good for any man in my life, including my husband, because that's not what I do. But I see it, and I see myself looking. I just look very tired all the time. Like I know people who get like, all right, I don't have Botox, but I know a lot of people who get Botox right here, which by the way I need, because they don't want to look angry. They feel like if they have this, like they look angry. They have resting bitch face, so they don't get it some guy because they want to look good in front of a guy.
Yeah,
They
I,
get it.
I have an M dash. I don't get the 11s. I have an M dash right here. I want rid of that.
I have an
I have
M-dash.
one too, Lauren, but mine's a scar from when I was 2 years old.
Mine is
wow.
a scar from Florida. I went to Florida when I was about 30.
Damn, Florida.
And Florida, and I fell asleep on the beach without any sunblock
Oh shit.
and for hours. And I never sleep on the beach. I don't know what happened. I fell asleep. I came back.
Oh my God.
My face was this big. My eyes were squinted shut. My mom picks me up from the airport and starts sobbing, crying because she thought I was going to stay that way forever. She's like, "You were so pretty. Now look at you." I'm like,
God. Just like a mom to assume the worst forever, right?
my gay BFF Bill takes one look at me. He's like, "I have a dermatologist. We got to go." So I go to the dermatologist, and the guy literally, it was February, and the guy goes, February up north when I came back.
Yeah.
He was like, "You are not going outside for 2 weeks. You cannot be in the sun. You cannot, like, even February sun." I think I was living in New Jersey at the time. Like, you cannot
Oh my
be
God.
outside.
Wow.
Yeah. So so that's where and I still have scarring from it, and that's my little M dash here. But fucking Florida. That's why Florida.
I like
used to be so hot off.
fucking Florida. I love that we all call it the M dash.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
dirty. I have it's not an N dash, and it's definitely not a hyphen. It's an
Oh
M
yeah,
dash.
no. I mean, I know
Okay,
people,
you know.
women talk about their 11s all the time. I
have-
don't. It's an M dash. Like, what else would you call that?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
an M dash. By the way, for people who are in Substack, I resent that suddenly if you use M dashes, which I've been using my whole life,
Yeah.
use ChatGPT because ChatGPT uses them. No, the M
Trained on
dash
us.
is fine.
I refuse.
I refuse.
Yeah.
Mine-
My writing is full of M dashes. It always has been.
It always
like,
has been well before ChatGPT ever graced
Right.
anybody's life. So
Yes.
don't go
It's
down the
they,
dash road.
right.
the bots trained on us. The bots trained on
Right.
us. So
Right. It trained on good writing. And
that's how much I love the M dash.
yeah.
I love that. And Julie, just because transparency, and I've written about this, I started getting Botox a little over a year ago. And I love it. Like, I'm really skeptical about products. Like, I would totally buy expensive face creams and serums, and I use some, but like, I'm deeply skeptical that they're actually doing anything because I'll put them on for a while and I'm like, I still look like me. But I don't see any improvement to warrant this $150 skin cream.
I'm
But
with you.
Botox, like, I went in and I got it done the first time, and she said it'll take a little time till you notice it. But yeah, a few days later, like, I had a neighbor friend who's French, so she's very beautiful and noticing. She was like, "Dana, you look so beautiful. What? You're always beautiful, but what happened? Your face looks so vibrant." And I came into work, and another friend was like, "You just look so happy."
That's what I'm saying.
And
This is
like,
what I mean.
people can tell. And I look back at photos of me from 2 years ago, and I look older. Like, I can see it in my forehead. And yes, it's vain. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's botulism, and it's a toxin. And also, I still have a corporate tech job where I am much older than everyone I work with. I am single and hoping to find a partner one day, and I'm on air all the time. It matters how my face shows up. And I didn't date anyone for almost 2 years, really. Nothing sort of worked. And then since I've started doing this, I've had a couple of relationships with men I was actually interested in. And I can't say that's a correlation. It helps. I look better. It's worth it to me. That's all I
I want
got.
to say on the whole bluff thing that, like, part of the reason I want to do it is because mine are bad enough that it does actually impact my vision, which is
You know
a
what?
real thing.
Insurance might cover that, Lawrence.
Yeah,
Because
there are
They
times
don't.
that I honestly am like, God, can I just
No.
open my?
I have a friend who's older. She's now in her mid 70s, but she got it I think a while ago, and she said insurance covered it because it got to the point where she couldn't see. So if that's the case,
Yeah,
I don't know if your insurance will cover it, but you should go check it out.
I did check it out. I went to one doctor so far, and I do have one eye is slightly lower than the other, like you were talking about, and they were like, "That's a ptosis, and it'll cover that, but it doesn't cover the upper or lower breath or the eyebrow lift that they think I should get." So it was still like $18,000. It did not make any difference in the cost, really. I was hoping it would. I was like, it's really it's the weird thing that no one really talks about. I can still see. I've always had really small eyes, but you know, I see, but I feel it. Like I can feel that my eyes feel tired. It's not just that I look tired. Um, it makes me feel tired that my eyes feel heavy all the time. And I'm curious if I do get this surgery, um, if I will feel less tired or if it will also feel weird, if I'll feel too tight. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what is the somatic just what will it be like inside of here to have feeling like this?
I don't know. I guess it'll feel probably the way it felt when all of our eyes were more open before.
I
I mean,
guess.
So I've had plastic surgery, to be perfectly
Wow.
honest. I
Okay.
had a tummy tuck. I lost
Okay.
a lot of weight and had like a fupa that I did not like. And I had a resection. And yeah, like for the first, I don't know, month, everything felt really tight. And then it just kind of settles in and feels absolutely normal.
It's the new normal. You just get used to anything. Like I had a really, which we could go into, speaking of, I have a great book in me. I had a very awful accident when I was 15.
Oh,
Where like I almost died, and I can talk about it, but the point of that is not that. It was on my leg, and I needed to have plastic surgery to basically reconstruct my leg, which was always hilarious to me because when I was a Fox, they had something called the leg chair, where they would put you in the chair with, if you had good legs, they put you in the chair, but they could show off your legs, and I was always in the leg chair, and I'm like, if you guys only knew.
Right.
Hilarious. But anyway, but the point is, like, I still have a chunk of my leg where if you look at it from a certain angle, well, I guess you can't really see it. Anyway, I'm not going to do a rocket here. If we see each other, it looks like a shark a shark did not take a bite out of it, but it looks like a shark took a bite out of it.
oh my gosh.
It's a whole long story. I could tell it, but so the point is, I had tons and tons and tons of surgery on it to reconstruct the leg.
Oof.
And there's still a phantom, like, you know, when you have a phantom limb that's missing,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I still feel like there's a phantom calf that's missing, even though it doesn't look it.
Yep.
But it became, you know, after almost 40 years, it's kind of the new normal. And it was the new normal and kind of became my new normal.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
people don't know about the Fox leg chair. Friends, if you watch Fox News, now here I might be violating my NDA, but I don't really care. If you watch Fox News, please notice, especially on a show called Outnumbered, which is a show that I did, Fox News, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern, the couch. They have 4 women sitting on a curvy couch, or at least it did in my time, with a rotating man sitting in the middle. The guy was called One Lucky Guy. And if you are stage right on that couch, so if you're on set, you're sitting on the left side of the couch, but if you're watching, it's the right side of the couch. The person sitting on the edge of that couch and that seat is sitting in the leg chair, because that is where the camera best pans to your legs.
Well, congrats, I guess, on warranting I would have never qualified for the leg chair.
Well, sometimes, please, as I said, my right leg was basically chopped off. Sometimes I would sit in the leg chair. Sometimes somebody with better legs would show up and I wouldn't sit in the leg chair. But the point is, the leg chair doesn't.
Well, the thing that is I mean, it's all cringe, but I'm imagining the conversation, like the objectification conversation that happened, like, oh no, so-and-so's here today, Julie, so you're out of the leg chair. Madeline is in the leg chair today.
They would never say it. You would just be told.
Unspoken. Hey, Julie, can you nudge over a little? We got to make some space for Daddy Longlegs over here.
You sit here and I'm short, right? Like you sit here and you sit here and you sit here, and then sometimes I'd sit there and sometimes I wouldn't, but I'd always know why.
Right.
And whenever somebody would show up with better legs, I'm like, I bet you they're going to sit in the leg chair today. Like you kind of knew. That's
hilarious. And disgusting.
I would have these heels that you would, because we just moved, I found my old Fox News shoes. You guys, I could not even walk in these shoes. I would walk barefoot onto the set and I would put the shoes on to sit on this couch. Like
Oh my God.
it's that brutal. Like, oh,
That's wild.
they're
And this
beautiful,
is,
beautiful shoes though. But yeah,
I bet, very Carrie Bradshaw of you.
very well.
It's
Carrie
very-
Bradshaw could actually walk around in those shoes. Carrie Bradshaw could walk around in Manolos. I
know.
think most uncomfortable shoe on earth. Jimmy
I'm
Choo,
sure.
so uncomfortable. To Sarah Jessica Parker's credit, she somehow was able to run around in Manolo Blahniks all day long.
Like literally run.
Well,
There were
because she's
episodes where
tiny. She's a very tiny person, right?
She's my
And-
height, not that tiny.
and she's a dancer, so she's got these like super, like she's probably got so much upper body support and leg strength that like
Yeah,
it's like whatever. I'm a ballet dancer. I can hold any pose you need me to, including
she lived right when I used to live before pre-child. I lived downtown in Greenwich Village in the West Village, and she lived maybe 2-3 blocks away from me. Her son went to school. Literally, my building was on 12th and 7th, and his school was at 11th and 7th. And so the buildings
Oh, wow.
behind each other kind of abutted each other.
Mm-hmm.
And she would walk him to school once in a while. And this was at the height of the insanity. I was pregnant walking to work, and all of a sudden I see the swarm of, she's walking her son to school, and the swarm of paparazzis running backwards to try to get a picture of her. And this one guy looks at me, goes, "Get the fuck out of the way," and shoves me.
Oh my
I'm
God.
literally like 8 months pregnant, shoves me to the side of the building. And I'm like, "Are you so of course, you know, I'm a New Yorker. I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking shoving me? I'm fucking pregnant. Fuck you." And the guy's like, "Fuck you. I'm trying to get a picture here." I'm like, and she's just calmly walking her kid, holding his hand. And I'm thinking,
oh my God.
he knows that she's going to be hounded by I mean, not even one or two, like a swarm of paparazzi. And I don't think anything was happening particularly
Right.
crazy in her life at the time. It was just Sex and
Yeah.
the City kind of ending, I think, at the time. And like, and sometimes I'd see her and she'd be walking by herself and there'd be no paparazzi. Like she was like a local woman, but she never wore high heels when I saw her in real
I
life.
bet.
She was always, in fact, she was purposely, I think, always dressed down so that nobody would try to get a picture of her to, you know,
Looking fabulous.
look being fabulous. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
she was not Tony Danza. She was actually very nice.
Oh,
To
good.
anybody.
I would hope SJP would be cool. If you know, we all have an attachment to Carrie Bradshaw because of that show, and that would be a hard one to be like, oh, she's a total bitch in real life. I'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, not Carrie.
No, and then I lived uptown and saw Cynthia Nixon. She lived in my neighborhood for a while.
Oh, cool.
She's kind of a bit off the deep end politically, I think, Cynthia Nixon. Like she's gone so far crazy left. that
Yeah.
She's a little off the deep end.
I love getting New York stories from you. I just get such a vicarious thrill when you're like, oh yeah, I was walking down the street and then I saw blah blah. Every one of these stories makes me so happy.
I think if you live in LA, you probably have the same kind of stories, but like, you know, they all live among us. So
Right. But LA, like everyone's driving and far apart. In New York, it's an equalizer because the neighborhood's small and dense and you
True.
got to walk.
True. And the funny thing is, my friend Josh and I used to always have this joke about who's the coolest celebrity you ever saw on the street
Yeah.
in New York,
Hmm.
or like the funniest.
Hmm.
And like like if you live in New York, you've kind of seen them all, right?
Yeah.
And I was like Carrot Top. I was literally walking down Greenwich Ave in the West Village again, and walking towards me is Carrot Top, and I'm like, I'm cracking up. I'm like, oh my God, the fucking Carrot Top. Like,
Yeah.
of all the
Celebrity
random-
sighting I did not need to see.
like a total random sighting, like Carrot Top. Actually, the coolest celebrity.
Actually, speaking of plastic surgery, Carrot Top.
Oh my God. Oh my
Excuse
God. I saw a blob, a face with a bunch of red hair on top of it. Like that's basically how I knew it was Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Actually, the coolest celebrity sighting ever was oh God, what year was this? I think it was 2007 or 2008. No,
Okay.
it was 2007. It was the 2007. It was 2007 because I remember who I was dating at the time because he was there. It was the 2000.
How we tell
Dun,
time.
dun, dun.
That's how I tell time. I'm like, wait a second, when did I date that guy? Right, 2007.
Yeah.
I was walking. So people who know New York City, the New York City Marathon ends right by Tavern on the Green in Central Park. But when they run south, it kind of goes around, meanders, and then they come back into the park, up Central Park South, and they run up to Tavern on the Green, which is just, maybe a quarter of a mile. That's where the end sign is. The end line is. So my friend Juliet, who used to be Fox News, her then husband was running the marathon. So she decided to rent out a place called Mickey Mantle's, which was a restaurant in Central Park South, to basically have a party for him after the marathon was over.
Sure.
So as one does.
Right. As one does.
As one does when they're making bank at Fox News. So I am walking through, and again, if you know New York City, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm walking, I gotta get off the subway, and I'm walking past, I'm in Columbus Circle, about to make a left on Central Park South.
Of course.
And I see this guy. It's a mob scene because the marathons are always a big deal. And, it's like a celebratory. If you're ever in New York for the marathon, like, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's just a wonderful, unifying, great event. Yes. And so I'm walking and I see this guy. And first I see the pants. And there are these bright green, ridiculous pants. And I'm looking at the woman next to him, and she is stunning. I mean, gorgeous. Like,
I can't wait to hear who this is.
Like, I can't take my eyes off her because I'm like, holy shit, like, this is just a beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what is she doing with this idiot with these bright green Kelly pants? And the guy's really tall. So I'm like this. I'm like looking up the pants, looking up, and I'm like, oh, it was Simon Le Bon.
Oh my God.
It was Jasmine Le Bon, his wife. Wow. All right, 1983, Julie Roginski almost passed out.
Yeah.
That was in 1983. You saw.
No. It was 2000.
Oh, you're saying.
I'm saying 10-year-old Julie.
Yeah.
Who was obsessed with Duran Duran, of course.
Yes.
I'm like I didn't even know what to do. I'm like, oh my God, Simon Le Bon, who of course was as fabulous in his Kelly green pants as. Of course, if it was some idiot wearing those pants on his own, I'd be like, what a jerk. But of course, it was Simon Le Bon. I'm like, how fabulous. So that was my best celebrity sighting. I'm like, oh my God, it's Simon Le Bon.
That's
I didn't do
amazing.
anything.
I have a really good Simon Le Bon story. I came this close to meeting him, but I didn't quite meet him. But can I tell you, this is like a really heartwarming Duran Duran story.
Okay.
Oh, I know this story. This is a good one.
Okay.
This is a really good one. So I have a very dear friend here in Seattle named Jenny George. And Jenny is a childhood leukemia survivor. Like when she was 12 or 13, she was told she had a month to live. Spent 3 years chemotherapy, all that stuff. And is now, I mean, she's Gen X. She's in her 50s. So she lived. Awesome. She is the girl who lived. And when she survived cancer when she was a teenager and she was officially in remission, she was told she would never live to see 30. She was also told she could never have kids. Her son Atticus is now in his 30s. She got pregnant because she was told she couldn't.
Yeah.
So when she turned 30, all those years ago, she wanted to have a benefit show because she was so grateful for her life. And the one thing she credits with, like, this is what kept me alive through all those years of chemo, was her intense love for Duran Duran that she still has carried well into adulthood. Like, she is a super fan, and she's a Simon girl, right? Like, we all had, if you were into Duran Duran, you had your favorite, John Taylor.
John Taylor, of course.
Simon Le Bon for me, thank you.
By the way,
it was close. It was a close one. And I was more into Journey, but
okay. John Taylor, hot.
So he's still so hot.
His wife started Juicy Couture. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That's amazing.
I didn't either.
Okay, go ahead.
So Jenny goes and throws this show, and her birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And famously, if you are a Duran Duran fan and you remember the song "The Reflex," there's the lyric, "And I'm dancing on the Valentine," right? And I'm dancing. So she hosts this show called Dancing on the Valentine and invites all these local bands to play Duran Duran songs. Makes all this money, donates it to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society here. She proceeded to do that for years. I would MC the event. It got really big. And it wasn't always Duran Duran. It would sometimes be other bands of the era, but many years she hosted this thing, and she's just beloved here. So probably now a decade ago, but after many years of doing this, Duran Duran were coming to Seattle, or Everett, which is just north of Seattle. And our other dear friend Susan was like, Jenny needs to meet the band. Like, she's been a fan her whole life.
Yeah.
The story is incredible. And so she pulls off this campaign called Duran Duran Meet Jenny George, mostly launched on Facebook back then. And she's like, Dana, you know a lot of people in music who know people who know people. And so we just started blasting everywhere her story out that we were just like, this woman needs to meet Duran Duran when they're coming to the Everett show. Who is connected? And ultimately, it was my college roommate, Christina's somebody who knew somebody. Like, that was the final connection point in that when she reached out, they were like, for the love of God, she can go backstage. You have so many people have contacted us about this woman. So we got a yes.
Okay.
And there were like 6 of us who drove up to this show, and Jenny's like losing her mind. And they would only let one friend go back. And I was like, Susan, you were the one who had the courage to put this out there first. So Susan and Jenny went back. And in my mind, I was like, oh my God, I hope they're not dicks. I hope they're just not like name, sign.
Yeah.
And so they're, like Jenny, like, I can't even describe the mess she was about going backstage to meet them. And then she came out afterwards. I have video of her immediately after. They all bound in the room, but Simon is like, where is the survivor? And he comes up to Jenny and is just like, your story touched me so deeply. And my mom has cancer. And they were so lovely. Every one of them, like, they just loved her. And for her shows, we had this local artist, Rick Garral, did all the posters. And so she brought the original one, which is really beautiful. And I have a photo of John Taylor signing it that she took. And he was like, I don't remember this one. This is really good. He thought it was one of their posters. And she was like, well, no, this is from my show. And he was like, God, this is beautiful. And kind of gushed about it. And so Jenny, like, it was like a life-making moment. And I like,
Wait,
was
you
so-
guys.
yeah.
I love the story. I love the
Yeah.
story. Second, somebody in the chat said this and it jogged my memory. Duran Duran is going back out on tour.
Yeah, I bet.
What if we all met up somewhere and went to a Duran Duran show?
Oh my God, I'm in.
I would love to. We just need to
Yeah.
like
Bo place to meet centrally.
I haven't been to New
Fort
York
Wayne,
City
Indiana.
in decades. Yeah, it would be kind of funny to
If they come to, if they come to Indianapolis, well, let's go to Indiana. Who cares?
Yeah.
Chicago?
Or, no, actually, Chicago. Like, let's go someplace cooler.
Okay.
I've never been to. Would they still play Madison Square Garden? Are they still that big? Because I've always wanted to see a show at Madison Square Garden. I never have.
I don't know if they play Madison Square Garden. I think the last time they came around, they played Jones Beach, which is a pretty cool venue. It's on the beach on Long Island. It's a little pain in the butt to get to, but I have a car.
An electric one, I hear.
Hopefully, which I have to drive to Boston tomorrow, and I'm positive it's not going to make it there on one charge, and I have to find chargers, and that's always a complicated thing. Thanks to Donald Trump, getting rid of them because he's an asshole.
Really, I didn't know that. Another reason to hate him. Like we needed one.
So, 8 Cat Mom, we see your message, and we're so sorry. I'm so sorry about your brother. Just thoughts to you, and I hope you're keeping well as you can be. But we'll go see Duran. I mean, the problem with seeing something at the Garden is the Garden's expensive. Like the markup is just huge.
Right. And also, isn't there a chance like they won't let me in because what's his name has cameras and excludes people from the Garden if they're super lefty?
Yeah. No, only if you criticize him. So just try not to criticize what's his name. We all know his name.
Yeah.
But I don't know about. I'm not sure what we're.
Okay.
I don't think I know about
Solon, who owns Madison Square Garden and owns Radio City Music Hall and owns the Knicks.
Right. Who's not from New York, right? He's from Ohio.
I don't know where he's from. I thought he was a New Yorker, but maybe who knows, wherever he's from. If you criticize him, so he was being sued, as a lot of billionaires are, for something. And he has facial recognition, like whatever that I forgot what it's called, but whatever it is, facial recognition
Right.
technology.
Palantir and
Yeah.
Flock and all that shit.
Which you have to consent to if you go see a show at Radio City or at Madison Square Garden. And
Ew.
yeah, it was just part of the terms of agreement. In terms of, I hate that, by the way. Like you have no choice if you want to go see it.
Ugh.
And
I hate that.
he uniformly just said he excluded people who had tickets because they worked for a law firm. Were not even part of the lawsuit suing him, but worked for a law firm that was suing him on behalf of somebody else. Excluded a woman and her like 10-year-old daughter, I think, from like a Taylor Swift concert. I forgot what it is, but like, yeah. So,
Okay, my desire to go to Radio City or to Madison Square Garden gone. So
way,
let's just.
I got to be honest with you. Like,
It's not that
I don't
great.
know. I don't get the myth about Madison Square Garden. It's a really shitty venue. Like, it's not a place to see a concert.
Okay, it's just the name.
Yeah, it's like the most famous arena in the world. Like, it's really like you go. I'll tell you this: seeing something at it's not Giant Stadium; it's called MetLife Stadium. Like seeing something at that kind of arena situation, huge pain to get to because it's New Jersey. Parking's awful. It's a hassle. But once you're in, that's a cool place to see a show. I don't think MSG is convenient if you live in New York. Like you get on the subway right there, but the venue itself is not. I just saw Springsteen there a couple of weeks ago, whenever that was that I went to go see him, maybe a month ago. It wasn't. It was okay. Like, I mean, the show
It's
was
just the name.
Yeah,
It's just the name.
You
Duran
guys, we've got
Duran.
some hard decisions to make because
I'm looking.
the Duran Duran 2026 tour is only in Europe. There are no North American tour dates.
I'll go.
Well, on the 24th, so we'd have to get these tickets very quick. Prague. I love Prague.
I love Prague too.
Yeah, Prague is great.
We'd have to buy the tickets like right now to get there. Really, there's no US tour yet, huh?
Are they playing Wembley or something in London?
They are, yeah.
Hyde Park.
It's Hyde Park. Yep.
But see, Hyde Park, same thing. Like Hyde Park, you watch. I've seen. Okay, but when are they playing Hyde Park? If they're playing Paris. If they're playing Paris.
That's July 5th. We're not going
They
to make
are
that
playing
one.
Paris. They're playing Paris.
Where?
Where is it? October 28th at
Oh,
the
yeah, well,
Accor
that's right.
Arena.
Yeah, I'm just they're playing in Brussels. I have a very soft spot for Belgium. I just loved it when I went there years ago.
Brussels is boring.
Oh, but you know what? It's October 26th and October 27th. I have tickets to see Phoebe Bridgers in San Francisco. So that's not going to work for me. I don't think there's a jet plane that can get me back in time.
Yeah.
Even if I have my private jet take me.
If we go to Paris, I have a free place to stay because most of my family's there.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Okay, big. I'm not seeing. Oh wait, I just saw the Paris show. Hang on.
that's
Paris.
like.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
October 28th. It's the day after the Phoebe Bridgers show.
Yeah, you live too far from Europe. That's the problem.
Right.
No, because you can fly over the poles. It's
But
like
still-
6-7 hours to Dublin. 6-7 to Dublin. It's not bad.
Oh, that's
Or
it?
to Iceland. You fly over the poles and you get to Iceland really quickly.
Okay.
So it is not so bad. But they're playing in Lisbon on November 3rd.
Oh, I've never been to Lisbon. I really want
I
to.
haven't either, and I've wanted to go.
Let's go.
Tons of UK shows, which is no surprise.
Really, where?
Belfast, Birmingham, Liverpool, Leeds.
Yeah.
I think earlier I
Bulgaria?
saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is everyone riveted by us like
Every riveted.
By looking
daydreaming
at
about
Duran
going
Duran
to see
tour
Duran
dates.
Duran?
All right.
Oh my God.
Let's,
Just think of the essay that could come out of our
you guys, I'm not kidding. I'm totally down for going to Europe. If we can get some cheap like tickets to go to London or somewhere. I don't know about Leeds because I don't feel like or Birmingham because.
Right. Because
But London, I'd go see them at Hyde Park. I mean, not a great venue, but I go see them at Hyde Park.
that would be crazy fun.
That would be
What
so
was
much
the date?
fun. What was the date? July 5th? That means we don't have to be here.
Yeah, I think that one was really. It would be nice to be out of the country.
It is
for
July
that,
5th.
But,
I have to take my son to something on July 5th or July 6th, unfortunately, so that can't work.
Yeah.
there are a lot of kid obligations. Can I give a shout out for you? I think this was off air, or maybe you said it on air, Julie. Now I can't remember that your son has just hit a milestone.
Your daughter just hit a milestone.
My daughter just hit a milestone. That's where I'm going with this. I have a high school graduate.
Amazing. Congrats.
I know.
Congratulations.
Can I tell you about our my gift to her graduation gift that was her request?
What?
Hold on. It's a visual.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Is that a fleur-de-lis?
No, it's a hummingbird. I don't know how well that's
Oh,
coming.
yeah, now I see it. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow, it's huge.
Oh, it's not too big. It's like to scale.
Is that your first tattoo?
It's my second. My first one though is on my back, so I've never actually seen it, and I got it 25 years ago.
Oh my God, Lauren, do you have
Um,
tattoos?
I have none.
Me neither.
I've debated getting like when I was younger, I the whole like, oh, you can't be Jewish and get a tattoo thing.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was like, oh, you know what, I'd get one anyway, I had a hard time picking like what I wanted, and then I had a hard time picking who I would have tattoo it. And now I'm 56 and I'm like, at this stage, why?
So what's the ROI on this age? How long am I going? Is this tattoo going to exist? But yes, the one that I have on my back, Lawrence and I were part of a triumvirate of like childhood besties, and the third person is a woman named Denise, who's an amazing artist. And Denise and I got our tattoos at the same time, and she drew both of them. It's a pretty abstract design. It has thistles in it, and it's a whole thing on my back. But when we did it, we high-fived one another of like, no getting buried in a Jewish cemetery. That was actually part of it. But yeah, I was so methodical, and it took months to get the drawing right. And this one, I'm probably going to write about this at some point, that my daughter really wanted this. It's her first tattoo. Obviously, she's 18. And she was sending me things that she liked. And I was like, these are kind of clip arty. I'm going to protect you from it. And I don't want this tattooed on me. We landed on hummingbird. We both wanted it. And she had her art teacher draw a hummingbird to her specifications, and it was beautiful. But and she was just very much pushing it forward, which I love. That my kid is like, she went on Instagram, found the artist, booked the appointment, and as we're coming up close to the appointment, I was like, wait, I don't think I want this hummingbird on me. It's not right for me, even though I want to get this with her, and I will get a hummingbird. I just don't want this one. And so I had to be like, whoa, 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 and got on a call with her the day before, and I was like, wow, you were very young. Turns out she's 20, the tattoo artist. But she was like, just come in, like, you don't have to do it the same day, but we'll design and we'll work on it. And these days you Procreate, right? So she got on her iPad and was like, what if I move it this way or that way? And she was like, this is a little unrealistic in the drawing. It's not ideal for tattooing. And as we were driving over, I was like, I am so methodical. There's no way that same day I'm going to get the tattoo, because I'm going to need to really think about the placement and how it looks and hem and haw and decide. And I realized that I was like, oh, that's that oldest daughter thing in your head of like, I have to be the good girl. I have to make sure I don't make a mistake. And I was like, Dana, you have permission to make this decision on the fly and just get the tattoo. And I was like, I want to get this alongside my kid, not like a week later and we both held each other's hands. I want to do this today. And she was so good. And so like the technology is so good now that I was like, oh, move her head a little this way and the beak up. And I was like, that's it right there, print it out. And I put it on and I was like, yep, that's it. Let's do it. And it felt so good to be like, will I regret this decision one day? Maybe. Am I okay with that? Yeah, because it's an arm tattoo. I didn't like, I don't know. It's
Right.
fine. It's
And
permanent.
you got it with your kid, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a good story one way or the other.
And I'm like, when she leaves for college, when she takes flight, I'm gonna have a little bird here to be like, this connects us.
I love that. I love that, Dana. I love that. You know what? I love that you did it with her. I love that you have the same thing. I love that there's that connection forever. I love that when you're gone one day, she'll be able to look at this and think about her mom. Like all of it is beautiful. I have this thing about tattoos. I can't, like, I made my son promise that he would never get a tattoo. Nothing to do with being buried in a Jewish cemetery. To me, talk about being scarred for life by your Jewish history. It's the Holocaust.
Yeah.
I associate it with getting the numbers on your arm, and I can't, like, that's what I associate tattoos with, which is totally unfair and not.
But
I understand psychologically completely.
I
Effed up.
associate.
I
I
get it.
totally get it.
Yeah,
I mean, we grew up with that too.
yeah. So I can't do it for that reason, and I can't. I've asked my son not to do it for that reason, but I think I'm like the
Yeah.
only person my age besides you, Lawrence, who doesn't have a tattoo. Like
Honestly, like I'm kind of like, how did I make it through this period of time without getting a tattoo? Like,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband and I always joke we're like the last two people on earth who don't have a tattoo, and I guess you, Lawrence.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
think that for Gen X, the number is a lot higher than you think, that who don't have them.
really.
But
'Cause I feel like every friend I have has a tattoo. Almost every
yeah.
friend I have has a tattoo. So,
Weirdly, of the sample of men I've dated, almost none of them have had a tattoo. And I think that's
I
weird in Seattle. Like,
I have never dated a man with a tattoo either. That's actually a
yeah.
good point. I always dated these like very like professional like straight laced kind of guys. That's
Yeah.
that's my type, which is boring also, but maybe not.
We all like
Everybody's
the
got
heart wants what the heart wants.
the heart wants a corporate lawyer. The heart wants a corporate lawyer.
Hey,
that's what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Lawrence, it took me a long time to find the right guy, so maybe not.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But I don't know. The whole tattoo thing to me is I think it's a very individual choice because it's the rest of your life. Like, it's
Right.
literally there's no backsies, right? Like you have it.
I mean, there's like lasers and stuff, but I'm not going to do that.
Cat mom, you're right. That's the other thing I always think about. Cat mom says I'm 71. I don't have a tattoo. I don't want to have one because, well, I'll put it up. Why am I reading? That's the other thing. I'm like, okay, then what happens when your arm starts getting saggy and wrinkly?
Yeah.
I already, when I got this, I was like, oh yeah, I need to go work out because I'm showing off the tattoo in pictures. I'm like,
the whole,
oof.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
You can be strategic about where you get them. Like, it's like, this is,
You got it on the muscle, so I guess it won't. This part will sag, but not this part.
I didn't tattoo the under part. Although I did make it so that if I wanted to put a flower behind it, I can one day. For a while, I've wanted one like either here or here. I really want like a vintage typewriter,
Okay.
like a writer tattoo, but that feels like a big, like, I'm not sure what I want it to look like. And I'm like, so I don't know if I'll ever do that, but
Well, to bring it back full circle, if we want to go see Duran Duran in Paris,
yeah.
My little cousin Jonathan, who people on the show know because he's always staying with us when he's in New York, which is all the time, which I love, love, love. He is like one of my favorite people ever. And I'm so fortunate to be related to him. I don't know how I hit the jackpot with him. But anyway, I have this massive family in France, which is where most of my cousins are.
Nice.
And the reason for that is because, like every other Jewish Eastern European family, my grandfather was the youngest or one of the youngest of like maybe 10.
Yeah.
And when the Russian Revolution happened, most of them went to France. He stayed in Russia, which is how I ended up being born there. But most of the family went to France. So my little cousin Jonathan, who's 32 or 33, is like fourth generation. He's French, obviously.
Right. He's French.
He's French, as is his mother, as is his grandmother. His great grandparents were the ones who came there. But anyway, so that's why I have all this family there who I'm super close to. They're fantastic. And if we go to, that's why I said if we go to Paris, go see Duran Duran, we have plenty of places to stay. But he's an architect.
Yeah.
But on the side, he's also this incredible tattoo artist.
Really?
Amazing. He's an amazing artist. I keep saying to him, please paint something for me so I can hang it up on my wall in my new apartment because he's so incredible. And he does, I mean, he's covered in tats, but he's given tattoos to all of these people. That's what he does. So if you ever want somebody to give you a free tattoo, he is phenomenal.
We're going to see Duran Duran in Paris, and we're all getting matching tattoos.
We're going to get the reflex tattooed right here.
The wave cresting over the audience for the video.
Oh my God. The reflex, flex, 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 flex. That would be hilarious.
I had this friend named John, and he and I always joke that the better the Duran Duran song, the more the lyrics made no sense.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
the reflex is a lonely child just waiting. Is it by the phone?
Waiting
Uh,
by the park. The
I
phone.
thought it
I
was
don't.
in the
oh,
dark.
In the dark. Yeah, let's
oh,
look up lyrics.
look
The
it up.
reflex.
Lyrics to the reflex.
Now I'm like, I'm not actually sure where they're waiting.
I'll tell you what it is. The reflex.
Is
Yeah,
waiting by the park, haha, and also in the dark. That leaves you with a question mark. But I think it changes.
that's what I'm saying. The
Waiting in
reflex
the
is the lonely child. He's waiting by the park. The reflex is in charge of finding treasure in the dark and watching over lucky clover. Isn't that bizarre? And everything
I
the
mean,
reflex does leaves you
y'all,
an
it's clearly gay
like,
cruising
like
is
yeah,
what they're talking
it
about.
kind of sounds like it.
No, it
I mean,
is.
I
I
just
thought
assumed it
I
was the
thought it
reflex
like a
was
lonely
like
child
desire.
waiting by the park. Like talk about preying on the lonely child waiting by the park. What? So the point is, like hungry like the wolf, I smell like I sound. Do you smell good? Do you smell bad?
No,
I
I
don't
get that. You smell hot.
Yeah,
well,
it's just poetic. It's a lot of license there, but
yeah, I gotta say, the worse the lyrics, the better the song. Love
It is true though. Yes. The more nonsensical they are,
more
the better the
nonsensical.
song
Like I don't
is.
know who wrote this, but
I mean, that's REM's entire early catalog where you're just like, not only can I not understand you because you're like marble mouths, but if you actually look up the lyrics or say you're at karaoke and the guy you're dating is singing a very early REM song, you're like, that's what they're saying. It still makes no sense. Radio Free Europe, it makes no sense. But
according to
great job.
ChatGPT, the reflex is portrayed as a metaphor. It's not a
For
fucking
just,
metaphor. They were
for just
obviously high or drunk when they wrote it, so stop. The reflex is portrayed as a metaphor for intuition or inner guidance. The song talks about trusting this inner voice to navigate through challenges and uncertainties, symbolized by references to a lonely child waiting in the park and finding treasure in the dark. No,
that's not really very
no, no,
poetic. I
no,
mean, Park and Dark.
no.
Now do Save a Prayer. What's that one about? Don't save a prayer for me now.
So
Save it till the morning
every time I
after.
say a prayer, I was going to this. So when we first came to the States, we had no money. We had $90 between the three of us, my parents and I, and we lived
Oh my
in the
gosh.
Bronx, like in the projects basically, because we had no money. But my parents, who always kind of put a very big premium on education, were like, we can't send her to public school here. Like she'll basically never learn anything. So they found this private school for me in Manhattan, which was an hour subway ride each way. But the reason I was able, it was a religious Jewish school, which is, and my parents were totally not religious, but they're like, okay, it's a private school. She'll learn something. Right. And I was able to go there for free because they gave me a full scholarship. So I went there for elementary school and part of junior high school before he sadly moved to New Jersey. And there was a girl named Michelle Taylor. I'll never forget this. So think about this. This is like a Orthodox Jewish school.
Okay.
And we're graduating. She's a couple years ahead of me.
Okay.
And we had this yearbook. I still have the yearbook somewhere. And Michelle Taylor, this is the height of Duran Duran. Michelle Taylor had, for her page in the yearbook, lyrics from Save a Prayer. And the lyrics were, you wanted to dance, so I asked you to dance, but fear was in your
The
soul.
bridge.
Yeah, some people might call it a one-night stand, but we can call it paradise. And I'm like, how the fuck did this school
Right.
Allow.
Allow this.
for eighth graders? Some people might call it a one-night stand, but we can call it paradise. What the hell?
Oh my God.
She's putting this as a quote in her eighth grade yearbook.
Oh my God. And here we are all these decades later talking about her. I wonder if her ears are ringing.
Right. Where is she
Somewhere
now?
out there, Michelle Taylor, I have no idea what became of you, but I still remember that you were slutting it up
In eighth grade.
in
And
the
also,
yearbook.
did she just sort of lord the fact that she was a Taylor over? Because, there was John, Andy, and Roger Taylor in the
There are a
band.
lot of Taylors in the
There were a
band. None
lot.
of them were related to each other.
Yes.
But no, but she was very cool. Well, her sister was very cool. Her sister was like my nemesis because Michelle Taylor especially remember the Big B Benetton sweater?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that was hard to get because it sold out very quickly because it was so cool at the time. And second, it was expensive. So I really desperately wanted one. And I wanted the color scheme was also very important. You had to have the gray one with the red B. My
I'm
mom,
looking for one right now.
after begging, I found one on sale, but it was green with a white bee. And my father, who was a big basketball fan, was like, "Why are you wearing a Boston Celtics sweater?" Big bee sweater.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but Michelle Taylor, I cannot believe all these years later, I have not thought about Michelle Taylor in 40 years, but I cannot believe that I actually remember that she had the Big B Benetton sweater that I really coveted, and also the Duran Duran lyrics in the yearbook. And isn't it funny that there are random people in your life who you remember, despite the fact
Oh God, so many people from our high school that
right.
like kind of live rent free in my head just because there were formative memories around those people. I'll occasionally like have dreams about them, and I'm like, why? Why was that person in my dreams?
And they don't think about you.
I mean, I'm
Maybe
sure
they
no.
do.
They do. We don't know.
Right.
You don't know who. Maybe somebody's having another podcast somewhere, being like, and Julie Roginski. Do you remember that kid? She had the green Benetton sweater.
Right.
All
Wow. I
wrong.
want to hear something funny.
Yes.
When I was on Fox and I was sitting in the leg chair on Outnumbered, Morley Safer had just died from 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
I think he had just died, or he had done. I think he died. And
a great journalist, by the way, for those who don't know, like amazing coverage during the Vietnam War that literally changed the course of the war.
Right. Morley Safer, again, 60 Minutes, when 60 Minutes was great. And before Barry Weiss decided to destroy it. And
Right. So like until like 6 months ago.
Until about 2 weeks ago. So he died, and somehow we were talking about Morley Safer, and I kept saying Dan Safer. And everybody's like, no, his name is Morley. And I was like, no, Dan Safer, This is literally on air in front of 3 million people. And I was like, Dan Safer. And finally I was like, okay. I said, I'm sorry I keep calling him Dan Safer. When I was in 8th grade, I had this massive crush on a guy named Dan Safer.
No.
Dan Safer played Fagin in the 8th grade Oliver production. And I was so in love with Dan Safer that I would go on the piano and play Pick a Pocket or two with my 2 little fingers, because I just I had a crush on him only in the way that you can have a crush on somebody when you're 13 or 14.
Yeah.
You literally are like your face just gets red when they walk into the room.
Right. And you think it's the most important crush that you are ever going to have in your entire life. Yeah.
My best friend and I are still my best friend. And I would like pass notes to each other about, because there was a place you could leave notes for each other, like outside, but we had to have code names because obviously anybody could read the notes. So we'd have code names for him. And like my whole life was about Dan Safer, who had no fucking clue because he had not yet hit puberty and therefore could not have cared less about
Oh my
me.
God.
I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So
But you said his name on air.
I said, I'm so sorry. I had this big crush in 8th grade on Dan Safer, and I haven't thought about him in many years, but that's why I keep saying Dan instead of Morley. And we move on. Well, all of a sudden, it comes to my attention that Dan Safer's wife at the time is somehow this like gotten back to her, because obviously like it was a thing, right?
Right.
And because it's not like us saying it here, like people actually, a lot of millions of people watch this thing. So she posts like this crazy Fox News right-wing chick is like saying she crushed on my husband. I'm like, okay, sweetheart. Like, first of all,
not right.
You're obviously not paying enough attention. Yeah.
Second, like, get over yourself. I don't want your husband. Like, I haven't thought about him in 40 years. Like, calm down.
Right.
Anyway, this led Dan Safer to get in touch with me, to be like cracking up. He's like, oh my God. And I was like, Dan, I'm like, hilarious. So I'm like dying. I mean, he thought it was really funny. But the point is, he had no clue. He's like, I had no idea. I was like, well, of course you didn't, because you were like obsessed with Dungeons and Dragons and comic books. And like, I'm like, of course
as it should be. That is an amazing story that you got to actually, like, grown up, successful, gorgeous you got to be like, you know, he was just like, wow, I had no idea, Julie.
He ended up dating my best friend in high school. So like he was her kind of first serious boyfriend. And
you were okay with that?
I mean, yeah. There's a massive gulf between 8th grade crushes and like junior year high school crushes.
Right.
True.
Julie had so moved on by that point.
No, can I tell you guys, I have never been as cool as I was my senior year in high school. It has all been downhill from there because I went to high school in Princeton, New Jersey, which of course is the home of Princeton University.
Right.
I was the one girl my senior year in high school who dated not a freshman friends, a sophomore at Princeton.
Ooh.
I got to live out in the dorms. I got to live the Princeton college life, which was totally off limits to everybody in high school for obvious reasons. It has all been downhill from there. I will never be as cool as I was back then. So there you go.
I don't know that that's true.
Considering how cool you are now, Julie, that must have been like stratospheric high school cool.
Dana, no, you just sent me. I don't think that's the Big B Benetton. No,
That's not the right one. Okay. I just did a quick Google search and found, I was like, if we found this on Depop, I'm totally sending this to you.
no.
That's the wrong one.
Don't send it to me because I'm now allergic to wool, and it was a wool sweater.
Oh, yeah. I would not do that to you.
Yeah. But yes, I was BJG. I was so cool. I cannot, Jason, Michelle always laughs at me. I still have great relationships with everybody I've ever dated. So I'm still in touch with my high school boyfriend who was in college at the time. And, but he's the reason, he's the reason I ended up not going to Brown University because he had tickets, and I hope my parents are not watching, and I hope my son is not hearing this. I think he's still asleep, mercifully. He had tickets the night before my SATs to the Eric Clapton concert at Veterans Stadium in Philly. And he's like, let's go. And I think he kind of dated me because I had a car. Why the hell else would you be dating a high school girl when you're in college? But he's like, let's go. And I was like, I have the SATs tomorrow. And he's like, you are like, he's like, why? So you get into Brown? He's like, that is a safety school. P.S. Brown University, not a safety school.
It's not a safety school.
Right, not a safety school.
But if you are a Princeton asshole and you got into Princeton early, which he did, for him, he's like Brown, like whatever. So my son just woke up at the wrong possible moment. I hope he's not hearing this. So basically,
it's good if he knows that you were a little bad sometimes.
No. I don't want him to think the SATs or something. Oh, no, it's my husband who came home. Perfect. Okay. So he ends up, so we go to the Clapton show.
Oh boy.
I take the SATs the next day, like at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Hungover. Yada, yada, yada. Safety school. Did not go to Brown University.
Damn.
Wow.
Yep.
But where you went to college was one of, like, I only applied to a few places, and it was where I wanted to go.
You went to the BU?
Lawrence and I have talked about this a lot, that like getting my child launched for college, she leaves in the fall, like brought up so many like long ago forgotten memories for me. And how we Gen Xers, I don't know about you, Julie, but like nobody helped me or talked to me really. I was just like, I want to be a journalist. I want to go to Northwestern. UF will be my safety school, but there's no way I want to stay in Florida. No fucking way am I staying here. And then I applied to NYU and Boston University. I got waitlisted and did not get into Northwestern for undergrad. I got in for grad school, but I got more money to go to somewhere else. So I never made it to Northwestern, but I got into NYU and I got into BU. And I was like, look, and my parents were like, we can't afford to send you to NYU or BU. You're going to UF. And that was how I ended up at the University of Florida. And I had a really good college experience. Lawrence was there too. But I ended up majoring in something really safe. I majored in speech pathology. I didn't want to compete. I didn't think I was good enough to write. And I was like, that's not the life I want. I don't want to be competitive. I want to be a mom. I picked a very safe path. And by the time I was 28, I was double degreed in speech pathology and practicing for 5 years and was like, I'm bored out of my fucking mind and I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm realizing, like, in retrospect, I'm like, what would have happened if I'd gone to BU or NYU? Where, not that they didn't have a good journalism school at UF, they did, but like,
BU was an incredible school. I didn't go to BU for comms, but yeah.
Yeah. And it just, the confidence of going to a place where like I got in versus a place where I ended up, and what different trajectory and how different young Dana would have been, because it took so many decades to get to where I am now.
I don't think that's true. Lauren, sorry, go ahead. I think we're
No, I just all I remember of that entire process in high school was my guidance counselor, who I think I met with a total of one time about
Me
college
too.
prep,
I don't even
was
remember
like,
meeting, but maybe I did.
I really wanted to be an architect. And I was like, I want to be an architect. I want to go to Rice University in Texas, which at the time had a great school for architecture.
Yep.
And the guidance counselor, like in a very offhand way, was just like, oh, no, your math is terrible. You can't go to Rice. You need to be more realistic and pick something different. And it crushed it, like it kind of in that one moment just sort of crushed my dream. And I did really well on the SAT. I was a national merit semifinalist.
Wow.
I got this
That's
stamped application from the University of Florida that was like special consideration national merit semifinalist. And I filled it out in pen, like at the last possible minute, and sent it in and got accepted to University of Florida. And that was it. The only other place I applied to WashU in St. Louis, George Washington.
WashU is a great school also.
In DC and Northwestern as well, because I wanted to go where Dana was going.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
I didn't get into any place other than UF.
I'm surprised. Really? As a National Merit Scholar?
I did not try particularly hard.
Cool. Yeah,
Gifted kids.
I'm one of those people who I honestly believe, like, I should have not gone to college right after high school. I should have gone to France and become a patisserie chef, right? And then gone to school at some point afterwards, after I had like done my soul searching, and gay kid finally comes out and figures out who he is. Like I should not have gone to college right away.
I think it's a very interesting point, because we expect, like, there's a trajectory here, right? Of like you go to school till you're 18, and then you go to college, and then you figure out what you. And I think that's fine for a lot of people. It was actually good for me. I have never done as well in anything in life as I have at college. Like, I was just really good I was not good at high school, but I was really good at college. Like, I just worked my ass off, and I loved it, and I got incredible grades, and college and grad school were like kind of the apex of my life in terms of just being good at something. But so it worked for me. I don't know that it works for everybody. Like, I think people, like, I matured at the precise point when I was in college, right? But I don't think everybody matured, especially boys. Like, boys don't mature.
Oh God, I did not. Yeah. No, in my family, it was like, well, obviously you're going to college after high school. Like, this isn't even a question. There's no debate. Nothing else exists.
Also, we're not going to really explain to you how this all works financially, or your chances of getting in, or what you might be good at. Lawrence, all these years I've known you, I never heard the Rice story, I don't think. And
wow.
I hate that was, you probably would have gotten in.
I probably would have gotten in. And when you look at what architecture is now, like, all of the math is done by computers or the engineers.
Right?
I could have been fucking Zaha Hadid, for God's sake. Like, that is exactly what I look at Zaha Hadid's work, and she was fucking brilliant, and we lost her way too soon. And what she did when she was alive architecturally is absolutely what I would have dreamed of doing if I were an architect.
Yeah.
And guidance counselor. I wrote a little article about this after going through the whole process with my eldest. She went to a small private high school. I have to use the past tense now because she just graduated. She went, and they had a full-time college guidance counselor, his only job. And he was a very funny guy. He is a very funny guy. I like him a lot. I don't think the advice he gave her was good. And he's been doing this like 30 years. But I mean, he told her, like, he kind of knew about where we, about how much money we had saved and kind of what our upper caps were and da-da-da. And he was like, don't bother applying to the private art schools. They're not going to have any money. I was like, don't listen, we're still applying. And she got lots of money from every art school she applied to. Not only did she get in, she got like it put them all in range. maybe not Parsons because New York City was so expensive, but
Yeah.
like it was absolutely the wrong advice. And if she had gone in by herself, like you did, and heard that, she might have been like, okay, well, I'm not going to apply.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I was lucky. I got a full ride to BU, like
oh my
total full
God,
ride. I had to do work
amazing.
study, but I still got a full ride. So the only debt I had was one semester of grad school.
Amazing. Did you go to grad school for BU as well?
So yeah, I was lucky. BU had this program, which if you were like a particular kind of student, you could do a BA and an MA in 5 years.
Amazing.
Fine. But I had so many I had both AP credits and also I took classes at Harvard during the summers. So I had a year of credits already built in.
Amazing.
So I was able to do a BA and an MA combined in 4 years, which was great. So I was able to graduate with a master's by 22, but it had to be from BU. But I did take a lot of classes at Harvard. And the one thing I would say is there's no difference at all between the quality of the education at Harvard and the quality of education at BU. I think the hardest part about Harvard is getting in.
Yes.
It is not at all in either the quality of the students or the quality of the education. There's no difference. I mean, just for people who are like, oh God, I really need to go to like Harvard, you will get just as good an education not at Harvard.
Woods got into Harvard, so
What?
Elle Woods got into Harvard Law, so
Right. So how hard could it be?
like it's hard.
Like that was hard.
Yeah,
one of my daughter's best friends is going to BU.
Yeah.
So
I
study
love,
physics, women in STEM.
Wow. So I would say this about, I have to go up to Boston. My son is playing squash at Harvard this coming week. If my electric car makes it up there, we will be.
I love that. My son is playing squash at Harvard.
You guys, this is how fucked up the situation is, right? He is going to 9th grade. Squash coaches start looking at you early. He just did a week at Princeton. He's doing a week at Harvard. He's doing a week at Columbia. And then I have to take him up to Cornell. Like,
wow.
And he's not at high school yet.
Wow.
And we have to do this every single summer. He did Princeton to Harvard last year going into the 8th grade because they want to see the trajectory of how you're getting bigger and bigger and better and better.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean,
forgive
me for asking, but I'm assuming this isn't like a free week at these places, right? You're paying to have your kid go there.
Guys, I'm not joking. It is more expensive to do 4 days at these camps than it would be for me to send him to. He was, before I made him play squash. I didn't make him play squash. First of all, let me just say this. I'm a psychotic mother. I fully acknowledge that I am psychotic. I am psychotic about his grades. I'm psychotic about his education. I am psychotic about his trajectory to get into a good college. Like psychotic.
Julie, it does not surprise me to learn that you're a tiger mom in the slightest.
Beyond this poor kid, it's 11th, it's almost noon. He's still sleeping because he probably doesn't want to deal with listening to my shit. But like beyond. So he, back when I used to let him enjoy his life, played soccer because that was a sport. And he's a very good let me say this. He's a very, very good athlete. He enjoys squash also. Like he's the kind of kid who whatever sport he plays, he'll be good at just because, except swimming, he's not a good swimmer. But anything aside from that, he's just naturally a gifted athlete. My father was a very gifted athlete. I was a good athlete when I was younger. Now I can't run from here to my door without passing out. But back in the day, I was a pretty good athlete. Yeah. So I took him to play to a soccer camp in France, in Provence. It was cheaper for me. I know this sounds really exotic, but listen to me. It was cheaper for me to fly my husband, myself, and my son to France, rent a car, drive to Provence.
Oh my God.
Rent a house for a week and send him to a soccer camp there than it is for me to go to Boston this week.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, it also happens to be that there's the World Cup in Boston right now. So the hotels are.
And here as well.
Yeah. But that's why the hotels are really expensive.
Yeah,
so
sure. That makes sense.
By the way, yay Team USA winning against Australia yesterday in Seattle.
Yep.
Congratulations, Team USA. Alayla Bleu, though, all the way, because the USA is not going to make it. So I'm rooting for France. But
I'm rooting for France because sorry, small interjection. A dear friend of mine pulls together a pool every World Cup. Like 48
Okay.
people have to enter and each get, it's just a gentleman's game. That's a very gendered
Yeah.
term, but you know what I mean. There's no money on the line, just pride.
Yeah.
And she didn't quite have enough people, and she knows I'm not into sports at all. But she was like, Dana, she asked the mom chat, will some of you enter? And I was like, sure, I'll throw my hat in. I pulled France.
Nice.
So I'm the favored, and I'm lording that over. That makes me
But it is
happy.
crazy that France and Europe in general,
Yeah.
the UK is a little bit more expensive, but like Italy, France, all these places,
Yeah.
their soccer, like they understand what soccer is, which is some grass and a ball, right?
Yeah.
And they make it affordable because grass and a ball. Here, they know that there are crazy soccer moms who are going to be, or crazy tiger moms, period, who are paying like insane amounts of money. Insane amounts of Cornell. I'm sorry, let me forget Boston. At least Boston's a city. I am paying an astronomical amount of money to rent an Airbnb in Ithaca, New York in July. Who the hell wants, I mean, Ithaca is a beautiful place. Cornell is a beautiful place. But who the hell wants to summer at Ithaca, New York? And yet.
And all of this is so that these schools are aware of your son when he applies, that they'll be like, wow, well, he's showing a consistent growth.
Well, I need
in
him
this
to, I need him to be recruited, but yeah.
Wow, that's
but you guys understand how rigged the system is?
Yes,
Like,
because this is what
the system is, because he has a mom who is spending down her last dime to be able to do this.
Yes.
And also a mom who knows that this is what you have to do. Now think about your average poor kid who has really good grades and was really gifted.
Yeah.
Who does not have these, like, that's how fucked people who do not live in the United States. This is the worst part of, this is not the worst part of this country, but this is an awful part of this country. My French cousins, every time they talk to me about college, first of all, because my son goes to private school, when he first went to private school, they're like, is something wrong with him? And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, because the only time you really go to private school here is like if like something's like wrong with you and you need. I was like, no, it's the opposite. And they're like,
right.
And
He's
then
just smart, and we're trying to get him a good education so he can do a good college.
College, they're like, well, what do you mean he has to do all this other stuff? Like, you just do well in school and you go to the college, and then it's basically free. And I'm like, the hell no.
Aren't you guys so cute with that?
Right.
It is.
That's why
so
they
fucked.
have, well, and one of all of my cousins there have multiple children because it's not expensive.
Of course.
Yeah.
You guys.
What do we need to do to hit the reset button in this country?
I mean, right.
It is so crazy here. Like, he's an only child because I couldn't afford to have two and give him the same opportunities that I'm giving one, right? Like, that's really my mindset. And especially in New York City. And meanwhile, my cousins in Paris each have like 3 kids. And
of course. They're off running in the fields and learning what they learn, and they'll have happy lives.
And they're all incredibly smart, and they all went to, incredibly good colleges, and they all have the kids are now older, and they all have incredible careers, and they all look at me like I'm out of my mind. They're like, well, what do you mean what do you pay for? Why are you paying this much money for school? And I'm like, well, because you got to do what you got to do. And it's just crazy. It is crazy. Crazy. This shit that we have to do. Like, why does my son have to be good at sports to go to college? Why are we spending money on sports generally in college?
Right.
Yeah.
I have 2 art kids, so yes, I find our obsession with sports maddening. I'm also going to give a little heads up that in a few minutes I need to drop, because at noon your time, 9 a.m. my time, I'm going to be live with Open Secrets magazine, because they published an essay of mine this week, and I'm going to be talking with Rachel Bissell from Open Secrets. So if you want a whole lot of me this morning, I will be on one more.
Well, we're going to stop people can go over. Can you drop in the chat what the link is?
To the live itself?
I don't know what's it called. Is it a Substack? Or
it's on Substack. So if you're following me, if you're subscribed to me, you'll see that I am live, and it's called Open Secrets Magazine. It's a literary magazine on Substack, and it is. Hold on, I'm going to see. Substack is always a bit of a mystery. I don't know if she's scheduled. There it is. View stream page. Copy link. So Yeah, I actually wrote 2 Father's Day essays this week. The one we talked about earlier about my dad. I also wrote one about my stepdad, who is almost even more complicated because his involves actual prison time.
Yeah.
So what do we do with the wonderful
What,
father
what,
figures
did,
we have?
what did he go to prison for?
And I'm trying to think
Nothing.
what the exact charge was. He and his
Fraud.
Yeah, fraud. He stole a lot of people's retire. It was false
Oh,
investing.
God.
He and his partner stole a lot of people's
Was this
investment
before or
accounts.
after he ended up with your mom?
Oh, after they
Oh.
divorced. Thank goodness.
Oh, okay.
And I write about it in the essay. But he was the father figure the kind, fun, delightful father figure that I didn't have in my own father for decades.
Are you
So
still are you still in touch with him?
he is still in touch with me.
Okay.
And I keep him way, 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 way at arm's length because, and that's what this essay reckons with, is just this like, how do we, I feel like it was a relationship. I think that's the link to the live that I'm putting in there, the open Substack one. But I'll put a link to the essay too. I just, I can't, I can't get over what he did.
Mm,
It's like a step too far. Even
yeah.
it's too egregious. And so I have a very superficial relationship with him.
Yeah.
We texted and wished my daughter a happy graduation. He remembers birthdays and sends messages, but like
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah.
He's not still in
And
prison though, right?
He's out now. Yeah, I
He's
think
out.
he served 4 years.
Oh, wow.
But I was the one who wrote the letter. He asked for a letter to try to lessen his sentence.
I wrote a letter for a friend. Remember Bridgegate?
I do remember Bridgegate.
Time or some traffic problems in Fort Lee.
Yeah.
My son's godfather was the mastermind of that whole experience.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
the recipient of the time for some traffic problems in Fort Lee email. And so when he was being sentenced, and then he flipped and ratted out the other people, including my gay BFF Bill, who also went to prison for that.
Wow.
I love Bill, and Bill did not deserve to go to prison for that. And I'm forever angry that he had to take the fall for it. But yeah, my son's godfather testified against my friend Bill, and
Wow.
then asked me, and it was very hard for me because I was so close to both of them. And the
Oh
two of
my
them
gosh.
the two of them were best friends until this all happened. And then he asked me to write a letter for him, and I did. I wrote a very poignant letter, and then he stopped talking to me. Totally used me to do that, and then just
Wow.
Wow.
totally backstabbed me. Yep.
That's an essay in the making right there.
Oh, friends, I have such a good. I mean, if I ever wrote the definitive Bridgegate story, because I was there, front row seat. I mean, I didn't know about it obviously as it was happening, but afterwards, I am friends with all 3 people who got indicted for that.
Oh my God.
Bridget Kelly, who wrote the Time for Some Traffic Problems in Fort Lee, what they did to her. She had 4 kids. They put her through the fucking. I mean, this was a case that never should have been prosecuted. And ultimately, the Supreme Court threw it out 9-0. But the Justice Department really tried.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, Julie, Bill has been to prison? That's hot. Why are you holding out on me?
Oh my God, Bill is so hot. Bill is a gorgeous man, by the way, Lawrence. He is fantastic. You have to come to New York and meet my friend Bill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ex-con.
He went to prison, like it was a prison camp, and he was
Oh my
there.
God.
He was there at the same. It was like it was club fed. He was there at the same time that all the college admissions. Remember the college admissions scandal?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he was there with all the rich guys, and now they're all like in business together and doing great. And like, Bill is phenomenal. He is the best. And
Okay.
never should have gone to prison. And the Supreme Court, he never had to serve he was only there for a few months. The court threw it out and he walked out. But yeah, phenomenal.
This conversation just got a lot saltier
Oh.
at the end, or spicier at the end. I
Everyone's
love
gonna
it.
picture of Bill, you're gonna be like, wow. I mean, good.
Oh my
looking.
God. I want to see a picture of Bill.
Bill Baroni.
Send it
Look him up.
over.
Look him up.
Okay.
Love him. He's the best. Love him like a brother to me. Phenomenal. I was actually going to go visit him in prison. And every time I tried to go visit him, he's like, no, I got plans this weekend. You can't come. Like,
Oh my God.
more of a social life in prison. He's like, no, it's not a good weekend for me. I'm like, you're in prison. What do you mean it's not a good weekend for you?
Holy cow. Well,
So,
in the case of my stepfather, he was most definitely guilty, and it doesn't, yeah,
yeah,
it
no,
whole story, which I will be talking about with Rachel from Open Secrets
I
Magazine in
can't wait.
6 minutes.
I
So
can't.
Amazing.
Yeah,
um,
maybe we could have
I
Bill
love
on.
the show. Today was so fun.
I know,
I had
Michelle, we miss you. I hope you're having the best time at the U.S. Open. It is such a beautiful day on the East Coast here, you guys. I'm sure she is having a good time. She's out at Shinnecock on Long Island, which is very snooty. And it is a beautiful day, I'm sure, out on Eastern Long Island. And I'm sure she would have, I'm sure she's having a great time. I don't know why anybody finds golf fascinating, but if you do,
same.
I'm sure it's
But
a wonderful time to watch people put little holes into little balls into
balls into holes. Yeah.
holes.
Yeah.
No pun intended. And yeah, phenomenal. So we miss you, Michelle. We will see Michelle. I think, well, actually, I'm not sure Michelle's going to be here next week. I think Michelle might be off again next week. I'm not sure.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I am next Friday going to be on Alicia Menendez's premiere week show.
Excellent. Yes.
I love Alicia. I have known her since she was 15 years old. I used to know her.
love that.
She is fantastic.
Alicia is great. She's obviously been through a lot because of her dad, Senator
Yeah, for sure.
who's also in federal prison.
Yeah. She handled it with real grace, though.
Handled it with real grace. She is a wonderful daughter to her dad. I know they're very close, so this could not have been easy. But I don't know. They said like that.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're here. It's something called an anchor buddy. So I don't know if I'm going to do a whole hour. I don't know what this entails, but either I'm going to do one hit or I'm going to be there for the whole show with her. I have no clue.
Julie, I love this for you.
Uh-oh.
That's
Am
going to
I
be
think
fantastic.
I'm back, but I can't hear you guys.
You're here. Well, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
That was very weird. I think it's a sign I need to drop, though. I'm going to go, mwah, happy Father's Day, everybody.
Because we want people to go to
Bye, everybody.
Go watch Dana's show.
What's it called? Open
Secrets Magazine.
Open Secrets Magazine. Okay, Dana's gone. Open Secrets Magazine. Please go watch Dana at noon. Lawrence and I are going to get off so that people can watch her.
Yep. And when is the show with Alicia? You said this coming Friday.
Friday, because I'm going to be in Boston until Thursday, and hopefully if my car makes it back from Boston.
Right. And her show is on noon to 2?
I don't know. I think so.
It's a 2-hour. I know her for 2 hours and then Katie Tur for 2 hours.
Yes, she took over Chris Jansen's spot. So, which I used to be on all the time. So yes. So I'm going to be doing that with her, only because I adore her. She's phenomenal. And her brother Rob is in Congress, and he's also a phenomenal guy. So the Menendez kids are doing very well. And other than that, I think that's it. Lawrence, what are you up to this coming week? Anything good?
It's another week of writing. I am really digging into the AI and the economy angle on things. So I've got another piece coming out this week. And that's sort of it. It's a lot of organization this week for me.
Okay. And I'm trying to think I'm going to be in Boston. I'll have all the time in the world. So if anybody wants to do a show, I'm going to be sitting. I have to take Maggie with me. I have to take little dog with me because my husband doesn't want to be stuck with 2 dogs. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with this dog who's not really potty trained in a hotel room. So pray for me.
All right. Yeah. I will absolutely reach out. And if there's something I want to talk about economy related, if you want to do a show on AI and the economy, we'll do that.
I'd love to. I would love to do a show about AI and the economy.
Cool.
Okay. And I will report back as to whether the Scots really have drank Boston dry.
I know. The news is that they drank all the beer in Boston, which I love that story.
Which is somebody who lived in Boston and is an honorary masshole. I am appalled. My Boston friends, appalled.
I cannot believe that it's true.
I can't believe it's true either. Boston's Irish. There's no way anybody can drink them.
No way. No, I don't believe it.
Biggest bunch of drunks in the world. Okay. All right. Love you. See you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.